Miss Felix. You have a very nice home here.
Thank you, Brandon.
Right then, let's get started. What is your full name?
Diane Angela Felix.
What is your date and place of birth?
March 14th, I was born in Georgetown, Guyana.
Where have you lived the majority of your life?
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Have you served in the military?
No, I have not.
What is your religious affiliation?
I'm Christian.
What is the best piece of advice you would give to this generation?
I believe they should follow God's path, put God first in all that you do, and you will never go wrong.
Can you please describe what terrorism is in your own words?
Terrorism is an act of violence or threat of violence done by a group or a group of people against others to mainly incite fear.
Have you ever been a victim or a bystander of terrorism?
I've been a bystander of terrorism, yes.
When and where did this occur?
There have been two instances. The first time was in Atlanta in 1996 during the Atlanta 1996 Olympics. And the second time was the 9/11 attack on the World Trade Center towers in New York City.
Where were you when this happened?
In 1996, I was actually down in Centennial Olympic Park just prior to the bomb going off. Apparently, I had left there about a half an hour before. When I got home, I heard the attacks that happened. For the 9/11 attack, which occurred in 2001, I was at work. We were told by a friend's husband who had called to say that there was an attack or an airplane had actually crashed into the first World Trade Center tower. At the time, we did not know it was a terrorist attack, but yes, I was at work when that happened.
In what ways were you connected to the place during 9/11?
I had spent a lot of time at the World Trade Center towers when I lived in New York for a 4-year period right after college. I spent a lot of time at a building called in the Trade Center North Towers, and I also spent a lot of time on Windows of the World, which was in the South Tower, and those were two places that were attacked.
Do you know anyone that was affected directly by this event?
With the 9/11 event, both my brother and my aunt were directly affected because they both worked in New York City at the time of the attacks, and they literally had to walk from Manhattan to Brooklyn to get home. It took them about 6 hours to get home because all mass transit had been stopped because of what had happened, and they literally walked through the cloud of dust and smoke for hours trying to get home.
Do you think that there could have been some way to help prevent this event from occurring?
I am not sure if it could have been prevented. Better security measures might have been able to have taken place at the airports to prevent the hijackers from getting weapons on board those aircrafts, but I don't think it truly could have been prevented.
Do you have any bias against the religion of Islam?
I do not have any bias against that religion, no.
Do you have any knowledge about the people who committed this act of terrorism?
The 9/11 attacks were committed by the Al-Qaeda operatives who were at the time led by Osama bin Laden. The first terrorist attack I mentioned that occurred in Atlanta, that was carried out by Eric Rudolph, and he, I believe, acted on his own.
What is your message to the people who resort to terrorism as a solution?
Terrorism is never a solution. It's actually the problem. I don't think terrorists will ever win. They succeed in uniting people, and as long as we are all united, we will always continue to fight against it.